Did you roll your eyes when Pinocchio changed the Pleasure Island drinks to root beer? How do you feel about the live-action remakes of your favorite Disney classics? Let's check out all the similarities and differences between the live-action Disney remakes and their animated originals.
I'm the Blue Fairy.
I'm the Blue Fairy.
No, I'm the Blue Fairy.
Number 1. Prince Eric lives! And it's all thanks to Ariel. Again. This behind-the-scenes glimpse shows the Ariel actress Halle Bailey perched over her co-star Jonah Hauer-King, who plays Prince Eric, on the beach as if she has just dragged his body from the ocean and saved his life. Is it kind of annoying that our female lead has to lose her voice for the second half of the story? Yes. But we always appreciated that Prince Eric and Ariel's meet-cute involved her being the hero and him basically being the damsel in distress.
He's so beautiful.
Number 2. Flippin' these fins should get you pretty far. The creators of the live-action version kept Ariel's signature red hair and her iconic purple top, but they had more fun embellishing her mermaid tail. In the animated film, Ariel's tail was a monochromatic green with 2 forked fins at the end, essentially what we've come to think of as your basic no-frills mermaid tail. But check out the CGI shimmer on Halle Bailey's flippers. There's rainbow metallic sheen, some fluttering details on the back, and a way more dynamic collection of sheer, elegant fins to round out the look. Number 3. Bottoms up! The Disney animators of the 30s and 40s had no issue implying that Pinocchio, Lampwick, and the other Pleasure Island kids were knocking back steins of foamy beer, not to mention taking long drags of cigars.
What's he think I look like? A jackass?
But today's Disney is a little more buttoned up. The writers made sure, like really made sure, that you heard several times that the kids were drinking root beer. If you ask us, the wholesomeness of root beer kind of defeats the debaucherous point of Pleasure Island, but we get it. Number 4. This was a wish upon a Broadway star. If you haven't watched the original animated Pinocchio in a long time, you might easily suffer from the Mandela effect and assume that the Blue Fairy sang "When You Wish Upon a Star" in the movie. But this never happened. The timeless hit was just performed by a disembodied chorus over the opening credits. The animated Blue Fairy never sang anything, but we're glad that changed for the remake, because it would be a crime to cast the Tony-winning Cynthia Erivo in a musical where she doesn't sing.
Do you know the difference between right and wrong?
You darn tootin' I do.
Number 5. We'll take Tom Hanks as our dad any day. The original Pinocchio and the remake both kick off from the lonely old Gepetto wishing to have a son. This was a sweet way to get us into the story, especially because it's kind of rare, even in today's media, to see a man who deeply wants to be a father. Most of the representation goes to women longing to be mothers, so we stan Papa Gepetto.
You will always be my real boy.
Number 6. Let's get down to business. The animated battle scenes in the original Mulan were pretty cool, and we learned from a behind-the-scenes Disney Channel special back in the day that they utilized cutting-edge computer graphic techniques for the time. But the animated scenes really can't compete with the badass martial arts in the live-action version. It's these more violent fight scenes that earned the 2020 Mulan the first PG-13 rating of the Disney live-action remakes, despite the fact that the original material was rated a family-friendly G. Number 7. Who is that girl I see? Do you notice something special about the attendant presenting Mulan to the Emperor in the 2020 film? If you were looking closely, or if you happen to see some promotional material for the movie like we did, you know that that was Ming-Na Wen, the voice of the animated Mulan.
I'm here!
That's a pretty awesome way to honor the original. And let us be the first to say that if there's a sequel, we'd really love to see a cameo from Eddie Murphy. Number 8. This girl wasn't cutting any gym in school. In both versions of Mulan, our mighty warrior competes against a training test that seems impossible. It's a pivotal moment for her character and her status amongst the other soldiers. But the creators change up exactly what the task entails. In the original, recruits need to climb to the top of a pole with 2 weights and retrieve an arrow from the top. In the live-action remake, it's making it up a mountain with 2 buckets of water. Which task would you rather take on? We choose neither. Number 9. Lady's bark is worse than her bite. In both versions of Lady and the Tramp, Lady gets muzzled at the pet shop, then cornered in an alley where she's saved by Tramp, which leads to a day-to-night date that is more romantic than any first date we've ever been on. Tramp gets some creative help removing Lady's muzzle. In the original, they go to the zoo and find a friendly beaver who happily removes the muzzle to use for himself as a log hauling device.
Look at that.
In the live action, there's no zoo, probably because dogs are definitely not allowed in zoos, so Tramp and Lady use a statue to pry the muzzle off. But it's not just any statue, it's a statue of the beaver. This is a nice nod to the original, despite the change of venue. Number 10. Pasta, anyone? Were we the only ones who spent our childhoods thinking this was a totally plausible way for a first kiss to go down? We don't think we could have survived a Lady and the Tramp remake without the iconic spaghetti scene, so thank God it was included in the Disney Plus live-action film. This scene isn't just paying homage to the original, it's almost a shot-for-shot recreation. We love the attention to detail and how fun and silly it is to watch the real human actors be so invested in this doggy date. Number 11. Kids these days. You have to work pretty hard to find big differences between the live-action Lion King and the 1994 original. Even the trailers are almost perfect shot-for-shot matches. But one great joke from the original gets an update. If you grew up listening to the Elton John soundtrack in the car, you'll remember the part in Hakuna Matata where Pumbaa shares his shame and leads up to a little line that is very clearly supposed to end with the word farted, before Timon steps in and says,
Pumbaa, not in front of the kids.
Oh, sorry.
In the new one, Pumbaa's anxiously finishing the line as he asks Timon,
Are you gonna stop me?
No, I'm not. You disgust me.
And so the word farted is actually uttered aloud in a Disney movie. What a scandal. Number 12. Let's hop a carpet and fly to one more live-action update. The opening song in Aladdin is Arabian Nights. In the original, it's followed by a peddler who invites the audience to stop and listen to a tale, the story of Aladdin we're about to watch unfold. In the 2019 live-action movie, the song is sung by the genie, who is sharing the memory of the Aladdin story with his kids. This is a huge change. Or is it? Yes, the character narrating appears to be different, but in the animated film, both the peddler and the genie were voiced by Robin Williams. So, who knows? Maybe the peddler was the genie in disguise all along. Do you like the changes that Disney made? Was there anything you're extra glad they kept? Let us know where you come down on the remakes in the comments, and subscribe to our channel for more comparisons, Easter eggs, and hidden details in your favorite animated shows and movies.